War Room Rivals is sponsored by Emporia State Federal Credit Union. Learn more at esfcu.com. Text or call the number 620-342-2336 to get started today. ESFCU is the Shovix banking of choice, federally insured by the NCUA. This episode of West War Room Rivals is brought to you by JBW Solutions Industrial Safety Services, your remote safety partner no matter where work takes you. From the job site to the office, JBW Solutions brings OSHA 10 and 30 training, plus a full lineup of compliance services straight to your screen. Whether you're a small crew or a major operation, they make safety simple, accessible, and effective. Visit jbwsolutionsllc.com to learn more today and stay compliant wherever you are. West War Room Rivals is sponsored by Field Ops. Kansas sports fields just got an upgrade with Field Ops. Looking to reserve top quality sports fields in Kansas? Whether you're organizing youth tournaments, adult leagues, or weekend pickup games, Field Ops is your go-to platform for discovering and booking the best athletic fields across the state. Instant online reservations, detailed field info such as locations, amenities, and photos. Field Ops is also trusted by coaches, organizers, and athletes. From Wichita to Overland Park, Field Ops has got you covered with real-time availability and streamlined scheduling. Get in the game at gofieldops.com/Kansas-KS. That's gofieldops.com/Kansas-KS.
All right, guys, welcome into the West War Room Rivals, where rivals collide. I am Matt. I will be hosting today, and as always, are with me my partners in crime. I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with the Shovik brothers. Go ahead.
All right, I am Austin, and I am representing the 0-2 Chiefs.
Let's go.
Represent Broncos country.
All right.
And I'm Cody, representing Raider Nation. We're down bad, you guys, so go easy on us tonight.
I think we all had a rough weekend.
Yeah,
but,
nobody on screen was victorious this week. It's been a rough one, y'all.
We're 0-3 right now. But guys, we have a great guest on the show. He's backstage. We have Chris Hovan. He's backstage. He's excited to be here. We're excited to have him. Before we bring him on, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Spy Optic for hooking us up with the 6 shades like my buddy Austin has right there. Make sure you use code Orange20, get 20% off your entire purchase. And we want to give a big thank you to our number one sponsor, JBW Solutions, veteran-owned, community-focused, safety-driven. We also want to give a shout-out to our new sponsor, Badger Barrel Cookers. They're sending the whole crew smokers. I just got mine today. It's pretty awesome. You guys, the Shoviks, you used yours over the weekend. Turned out pretty good. So everyone, in a world full of butterflies, be a Badger. And we also have Shank It Golf and Homage. Their links are in the description below. Make sure you click on them, visit the website. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Chris Hovan. 1999 first team All-American, 2000 first team All-Rookie, 2002 second team All-Pro, 25th pick in the 2000 NFL draft by the Minnesota Vikings. He was the first player from Boston College to be selected for All Big East 3 consecutive years. Everyone, please welcome Chris Hovan.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
Welcome, Chris.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. We were super excited to have you on the show. We were really looking forward to this episode.
This is an honor. You guys are very reputable in the football world, and I really appreciate you guys having me on your show. Thank you so much.
It's very kind words to say. That's very humbling, to be honest. So thank you for giving us that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I guess I've got the first question. So
Yeah,
Chris,
absolutely.
we're gonna kick it off right now. So obviously, as my co-host Matt said, is you went to Boston College. So while you were being recruited, what drew you to go to Boston College for your college career?
Actually, you know what? I was I didn't start till my senior year in high school.
Oh, okay.
So I went to St. Ignatius, and if anybody knows about St. Ignatius, it's a very reputable school. And I was sitting behind 2 guys. One guy went to Michigan, and one guy went to Wisconsin. So I had to kind of make my way and earn my stripes. And so when I finally started, I got I think it was 12 or 14 sacks in the first 3 games.
Jeez.
And
Wow.
yeah, and then also all of a sudden, all the coaches wanted to come and see me and stuff like that. But when I was talking to Ohio State or Wisconsin or Michigan, they all told me at the time, they're like, you're gonna have to sit 2 years. We have guys. And Boston College came in and they're like, we have nobody right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, well, Jesuit from Ignatius. I'm like, this might parlay into something really, really, really good. So I was talking to my mom, and we were watching. I think we were watching Miami or Miami win a bowl game or something like that. And I was like, what? I think I should probably go to Boston College. I'm like, this whole Jesuit thing might be really, really good for me. So it really parlayed into a really good story for me.
Okay, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's we see that all the time as fans. We're like, what? It's hard to just sit and say as a fan, but we why would someone go somewhere to sit 3 years and only get 6 to 8 games to really show what they have? So that's pretty cool to kind of hear. The playing time really is kind of a deciding factor.
Well, I mean, it was during that time too. We had the gambling scandal at Boston College.
Yep.
And I wanted to transfer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you wanted to transfer back then, you had to sit out a year.
Yeah.
And I talked to my father. He's like, you're not sitting out a year. He's like, you signed a contract. He's like, you're going to stay there. And it was a melee at Boston College during that whole gambling scandal. But, I mean, I had really good ears, and thank God for my father, and he put me on the course.
Yeah. Yep. And so the next one, it's we won't hold back at all. I mean, you were a force at Boston College. I think that's probably just the most accurate way to describe that. So, do you have a favorite moment from your time at Boston College that you'd like to share with us?
Just the student body. And I mean, it was amazing. It's not really apparent sometimes at Boston College, but, when the student body shows up, I mean, it's an amazing atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I really miss that. And just college game days. For me, just having those college game days and being able to celebrate with the fans and my family after the game, it was amazing. So those are the things I really, really, really miss.
Mm.
Yeah. Was there ever who was your favorite offensive lineman to go up against?
Oh man,
in your Boston College days.
So you want to say Boston College, because you know what, I always people always ask me offensive lineman, and I always say Larry Allen from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So now
that supersedes. I think that's a good one.
That works.
Okay. People want to say Boston College, but when I think of offensive lineman, I think of Larry Allen. And I take a step back because he was a hoof. When I say he's a hoof, that man was the man. Yeah. But now, Mark Colombo. Mm-hmm. Mark Colombo was a giant, and he had a really great career. I mean, he started out in Chicago, but then he ended up in Dallas. But Mark Colombo, I have so much respect for him because we used to go at it every day, man. Mm-hmm. And we used to hang out all the time. But I was so happy for him because I used to see all his battles with Michael Strahan, and I was so proud of him. But when he stood up against him, he was doing what he had to do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and That's not an easy guy to face either, Michael
No,
Strahan.
it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. Like we mentioned before, you were the first player at Boston College to get selected for all Big East 3 consecutive years. So walk us through what clicked your senior year when you were a semifinalist for the Lombardi Award.
You know what? I was actually I talked to our defensive coordinator, and at the time I was playing defensive tackle, right? So and I went up to him and I went to the defensive line coach, Mike London, and I said, you know what? Why don't you guys like try me like an end? And they're like, what are you talking about? We had Mike Willits, all right, and we Antonio Garay, who was just sitting on the shelf. I'm like, we got this kid sitting on the shelf right now, right? All right, this kid's got a lot of potential, Antonio Garay. I'm like, let's put him in, right, and I'll move out to end. And then Coach London is like, he's like, are you crazy? I'm like, no. I'm like, you're trying to get the 4 best guys in the field, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'll go to end, and then I'll play like 3 technique or no sackle, like whatever you guys like want me to do, like whatever your packages are, I'll do it. But bring this kid up, and I had to bring up Antonio Garay.
Oh wow!
And then, yeah. So I'm like, this kid's gonna be the next like big thing for you guys. So I'm like, why are you guys sitting this guy? So I brought him up, and then I was able to go play defensive end, and then we were able to move like guys around. Yeah. So and that's probably why we were so good in that last year. I mean, we went to a bowl game, but and then I remember my defensive line coach talking to me. He's like, do you want to like affect your draft status? I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm like, the more I can do. I'm like, but I'm like, I'm getting this guy up. I'm like, isn't like this like the whole thing? So I mean, that was it.
So obviously the storied career at Boston College. So obviously maybe your senior year you started getting an idea that NFL was definitely a possibility. So kind of walk us through the draft preparation for you, kind of leading up to draft day.
Okay, so in my junior year, so you actually asked for like a draft grade, and they give you a draft grade. So they told me that I was going to be like 2nd or 3rd round in my junior year.
Okay,
I was like, all right, cool. Talked to my dad. My dad's like, you know what? He's like, roll the dice. He's like, go to senior year. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went to senior year. Played my senior year. I had agents, IMG, and all these guys like coming after me, and it was me and like Corey Simon. Like Corey Simon was like the top of the top. I was going after Corey Simon. All right. Jeez. So he was playing at a high level. So I was playing at Boston College, like, it wasn't like Florida State. So no, I get it. So I had to I had to earn it. So I went by my whole year and went to what's that thing? The Walt Disney World.
Wide World of Sports?
Yeah. Oh, the All America thing. All right. So. Yeah, so we went to that and hung out with Sebastian Janikowski and all these guys, and like Corey Simon was the guy. So the main thing when draft day came along, my brother told me, he's like, get him off the board as fast as you can. And I was like, what? He's like, get him off the board, and he went 6th. And I appreciate Corey. Great defensive lineman. I have nothing but the best to say about him. But, as his draft went through, and I'm going to tell you guys right now a story, and I shouldn't be telling you guys this right now because this is really messed up. So, you remember Chimera, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So he shouldn't have been in a certain hot tub with somebody, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why they took Bubba Franks.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go to Green Bay.
Okay.
But since that happened, never happened.
hmm
So, actually, another side story too. One of my really good friends, Polian, his son,
hmm
went to BC. So if Minnesota wasn't taking me at 25, Indy was taking me at 28.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So that's all the stories I got for you tonight, guys.
We got a lot more.
That's all the stories I got, man. I'm
So
trying the best.
no, this
No,
is
you're
great.
doing good. Yeah,
So
this is
in-
good.
Yeah.
So you were taken in the first round, of course, by Minnesota. So what was it like to like get the call and leading up to it? I know that you just walked us through like what teams were looking to take you, like Green Bay. Ultimately, like when you got that call from Minnesota, what feeling came over you hearing that they were going to draft you and then hearing your name called in the first round?
You know, it's actually crazy because Carolina had the pick before me, and they took like this kid, like this DB from I have no idea. And then I did not talk to Minnesota the whole time. I'll be honest
Oh,
with you guys. Not one time. And as soon as actually his name is Rashard Anderson.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as he was picked and Minnesota was on the clock, they called me. And I'm like, what the fuck's it? And I'm like, what the fuck's? And I was like, my parents like, what? Like, I picked the phone out. It was Dennis Green. I'm like, I have not talked to you guys the whole time. And like, I guess like who I really became really close with was Scott Studwell. And he's like, we knew. He's like, boom. I was like, I'm like, I didn't talk to you guys the whole time. He's like, we knew. He's like, we knew. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, thank you so much. I'm like, thank you for making me a Viking. I'm like, it was crazy, man. It was like, you can't like put words into that whole situation until you get that call. And then it's like, it's like, I don't know, because your whole family's going crazy. But you're sitting there and like you're in like a numb effect. And you're like, this is really happening right now. Yeah, dude, it's all inspiring. Like other than my kids being born and like me being married, that's the best thing in my life. I swear to God.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at all the hard work you put in to get your name called. You were one of the first rounders to go, and not a lot of people can go first round, and all that hard work to then pay off and be in the National Football League where very few people can go. I mean, it is I couldn't imagine what kind of honor that would be to have your name read across the stage, and then you get that tremendous honor to begin a whole new career that you've worked your tail off in college for.
You know what? Like all my kids are always like, like why weren't you in the draft room? Like, because I didn't want to stay in the draft room. Like, because back in the day, like you had to like stay back there like forever. I'm like, no. I'm good.
So now you get drafted. So what are some of the adjustments that you had to make? I mean, obviously with the storied college career, but obviously the NFL is a lot different than college football. So what were some of those adjustments once you got into Minnesota?
Man, it's just like, being alone, to be honest with you, because, once you get there, like if you're not married, you're alone. Okay. And it's not a really good thing to accept, but like you have to like be able to compromise with yourself, because now you're on a different regimen. Like, you're going to breakfast, you're going to lunch, you're going to dinner, and you're taking care of yourself. And sometimes when you're alone and you have to always take care of yourself. And I don't think that a lot of people are like realize that, I mean, because the maintenance of taking care of yourself and just like and it sucks like being by yourself like for the first first or 2 or 3 years until you find somebody, I mean, it just is what it is. But you got to be a professional athlete, and that's what people expect out of you.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do. I mean, you have to get up, and I mean, that's your job. I mean, it sucks, and you know what? I mean, like Christmas and Thanksgiving. I mean, it's not going to be gifted to you, but this is the profession that you chose, and you have to love it. So. I mean, that's what I love so much about it, I mean, and then, if you can like bring somebody into your life or like whatever, or and that'll be great. But I mean, this is a profession and people have to understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you sharing that. Like, and that's part of what we enjoy, right? Like we enjoy the memories of like, your playing days, but we also like to hear the reminders of like, you guys are still people too. There's things like off the field that, sometimes fans aren't privy to. So, kind of hearing that side of it, appreciate you opening up to that. But with getting drafted, was there a teammate or a coach that you kind of leaned on to help you kind of get adjusted into the NFL?
Yes, sir. Dennis Green was a huge proponent in my playing days. Obviously John Randall. I emulated him to a certain degree. But Dennis Green was always a player's coach in my opinion. And I've always been around like guys who have been lenient to players and who respected players. And at the same token, have had their leadership outside of the locker room with John Randall. And I was very blessed on both sides. Now, on the same token, when I was in Tampa, I had Derek Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
So, Derek Brooks and Rondé Barber, I was very lenient on them. They helped me, and still Derek helps me with things in my life moving forward. So I'm very resilient on these factors.
Yeah, we love hearing kind of those stories about, the brotherhood that's formed, right? Not off the field, but him still helping you with things in life. That truly love hearing that. That's kind of what it's all about. So appreciate you.
That actually leans right perfectly into Matt's.
It does.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, no, I love the relationship that you still have with these guys. But, so you did your first term with the Vikings, and then you get to Tampa Bay. And as you mentioned, you had Derek Brooks, you had Rondé Barber, Simeon Rice, and you guys ended up being the number 1 overall defense that year. What clicked for you guys?
You know what? I mean, to be honest with you guys, I mean, they needed somebody like to come down and like do the run. They were getting like they were getting killed in like the run defense. And I remember I came down, and this is my meeting because I met with the Giants before, and I came down to the Bucs, and I met with Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli.
I love Monty Kiffin.
You guys know Rod Marinelli?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, so Rod Marinelli and Monty Kiffin, right? So I sat down in the chair, and they're like, "We need somebody to play the one technique." I said, "What the? All right." I'm like, "What are you guys talking about right now?" They're like, "We need somebody to play the nose."
Yeah.
I said, "All right." I said, "I can do that." I did that at Boston College. So then, I talked to my agent, right? And he's like, "Listen." He's like, if you want to resurrect your career, if you want to be somebody again, he's like, you need to go play for Rod Marinelli and Monty Kiffin.
Yep.
I'm like, I was like the kid, and you remember the Christmas Story?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
lobsters come out of the ears.
Yeah.
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 That's how I looked at my agent. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I go, let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
So you know what? I went down to Tampa and everything was good, man. You know, I mean, I played under Rod Marinelli, man. I played under Kiffin, and we had like the number one defense in the league. Just sucked, man.
So
Yeah,
when
oh, sorry, Cody. I was just going to say that Monty Kiffin and the Tampa 2 defense.
oh yeah,
I know you were on that team. I was obviously just a wee little chap at that point, but that Monty Kiffin and Tampa 2 defense with all of you guys, that's really where my love of defense stems from. If you just want a fun fact of that, so
No, we did it. Like, we did it. Like when I first got down here, we were the number one defense. We played the Redskins in the playoffs, and they had 110 yards.
yeah,
love that.
yeah. The Bucks defense was one of the most like historical defenses to play. I still remember when they crushed my Raiders in the Super Bowl with how insanely tough they were. So the fact that like even today's standards, when you look at best defense, they still say, can they compete with the Bucks defense? Because I mean, that's how elite they were way back then. Were you starstruck by anybody on your team or anyone that you played against?
You know what? I always looked up to Simeon Rice.
Oh yeah.
To be honest with you, because when I was getting recruited out of high school, they showed me tapes of Greg Hardy and Simeon Rice, and they were doing like plyo ups.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, dude. And the guy who was recruiting me, the defensive line coach, obviously was Simeon Rice, but I was always enthralled like with Sim, like Sim. And then, like, you know, I finally I'll tell you guys a story. All right.
Yes,
so,
sir.
all right, cool. All right. So my first year, I signed down here. All right. We're in a preseason game. And I don't like the center reached me. Right. So I had the A gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost the A gap and I got to the sideline. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So I get there and Simeon's like, that's your gap. And that was it for the rest of the year. And that was it. He told me, he's like, that's your gap. So you learn fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
You learn fast in the NFL. All right. And so if you don't, boom. All right. See ya. But he said that. And you know what? I wouldn't have taken that from anybody else in my life. But when Simeon Rice says you lost your A gap, I'm like, dude, all right, cool, man. I'm like, I got to get adjusted, man. All right, cool. And that was it.
Yeah, just Simeon, so you know those simple words, right? That's your A gap. Nothing else needs to be said. Just need Simeon Rice saying that, and you get it.
Yeah,
that was it. I was like, all right, cool, man. We're good.
That's awesome. So, Chris, as we've kind of alluded to, I'm the Raiders fan of the group. And, of course, John Gruden is connected to the Raiders. However, the Super Bowl that he brought to the Buccaneers was against my Raiders, unfortunately, as I just said. So, when you got to Tampa, what is it like playing with John Gruden?
Actually, you know what? I never really got coached by Coach Gruden, to be honest with you. It was always Kiff.
Okay.
And unless like you really pissed John off, that's when you would get it. But it would like, you know, it'd be like John and Kiff. And that, I mean, all the time, man. Like we'd be on the field, and the only time I got in trouble was one time. I don't want to talk about this. I'm probably get in trouble. All right. So one time we were in OTAs, right? And, you know, Anthony Becht, who's a really good friend of mine.
Yep.
So they decided to like put this like whole thing like called like a wham block where they wham like nose.
Mm-hmm.
So they come down with a tight end. And so this is like, you know, and this is like an OTAs. I don't know, you know, we shouldn't be doing this stuff. So So we're in OTAs, and Anthony comes down, like tries to wham block me where I can't see him.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get in like a huge fight because me and Anthony are like getting into after because I got mad because Anthony was wham blocking me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get in a huge fight. And then that's probably the only time that Coach Gruden like took us over the sideline. He's like, all right, you guys run. I'm like, why am I running? I'm like, you put a wham block on me. And like I have to run gases right now. I go, this is fucking bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, wham blocks and OTAs. Yeah, that I get that.
So that's the only. I mean, Coach Gruden like always did offense, and Kiff did defense, man.
Well,
Did you guys ever upset? Sorry, Austin. Did you guys ever upset Coach Gruden like with the defense like being so tough that his offense couldn't like get moving? Because there was a popular clip that went around where basically Max Crosby had said that John Gruden had threatened to cut him because he kept blowing up the offense and wasn't able to get any sort of practice going during OTA. So did your guys' defense ever do that to Coach Gruden to where he basically had to say, all right, defense, knock it off because we can't even get the offense rolling?
Not so much of that, but like during like 2-minute drill, like if he did not have a good like 2-minute drill, he was pissed.
Okay.
So it didn't matter like with the scout team and stuff like that. But if we were winning like 2-minute drill, he was pissed.
That's funny.
That is funny.
But I also think that goes to show how much trust he had in Monty to let Monty do defense and he sticks with the offense because, not all head coaches are willing to give that aspect of it up. They want to oversee literally everything. But for John to stay with the offense and Monty to stay with the defense, I mean, that has to say something about that coaching staff.
I didn't really realize it until I got down here because when I was in Minnesota, it was like parlayed. Then I got down to Tampa, and I was like, wow, I'm like, this is Monty's show and this is John's show, and no one ever questioned it. It was like, all right, Monty's going to do what he wants to do. And pretty much the godfather of defense of Tampa too. Man.
Yeah.
I know I'm trying not to just go off and ask a lot of questions about Monty because, like, as a child, I didn't want to be a head coach. I wanted to be a defensive coordinator because of Monty Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the godfather, like no one questioned him, and it wasn't about like we were asked to do like some stuff, but we were asked to do like a lot of other stuff within the defense, and like Monty's like, do this or do this or do this. Like we keep the concept of Tampa 2 intact. So we were doing Tampa 2, right? So he's like, all right, he's like, cool. Like do Tampa 2. He like trusted Rondé and he trusted Derek, Shelton Quarles, all these guys, all right? And then so he didn't really care about the offense. We didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like go, man. Like let's just go. And if you guys if you guys can't fucking do it, like we'll stop them. We always said 16 points. 16 points. You give me 16 points, we will win the game. And we did that the whole year.
Yep. I can't speak for them, but that gets me so fired up just hearing defense. Like, we're not asking a lot. Give us a couple touchdowns here. We'll do the rest for you. Like
we always did. We said we'll always tackle. We'll beat the shit out of them. Just 16 points. That's all we give a shit about.
Yeah.
I love that mindset.
I do. Yeah.
I love that mindset.
I know, especially how defenses are played in football nowadays. You just don't have defenses like what Tampa was, where they were just absolutely like physically beating down teams to where a small 16-point lead is all that you guys needed to protect. And you guys were going to drive that home. And, we were watching, I think it was said on SportsCenter that it was a higher scoring average game than normal for week 2. And yet you don't just see crazy defenses coming in and just slamming the door on people. Green Bay modernly might, but Tampa back then, like they were just beating people up and being so physical. The shutouts left and right in some weeks to where it was just a physical game that most teams couldn't keep up with.
No, I agree because you know what? I mean, it was always taught like hustle to the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first guy misses, the second guy's not going to miss. The third guy's not going to miss. The fourth guy is not going to miss. But you keep running to the ball. That's what they talk about hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't they hustling anymore? And you know what? I watched in the Eagles game the other day. They weren't hustling.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that whole game. And the Eagles are an amazing defense.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. But did you guys see them running to the ball? Like running. And and that's what the whole Tampa 2 was like founded on. The whole Tampa 2 was founded on running to the ball. First guy missed. It doesn't really matter. It's like bullets coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see that rally defense anymore, right? And when you do see it, you're kind of mesmerized because you're like, holy shit, there's 7 guys running to the football. This is beautiful. But you don't see it that much anymore. And I'm speak for myself on this one. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
It really does. Like nothing better than just seeing all 11 players on defense right there. Basically just you're not going to fall another inch because all 11 of us are here. So good luck.
And then, so now we're going to kind of get into a lightning round. So we're going to have some fun questions here, just to kind of some comic relief for us because we have fun coming up with some of these. So I think Cody starts off the lightning round.
Yeah, Chris. So in either Boston College, Minnesota, Tampa, who was your funniest teammate that you remember?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah.
Any specific player? Randall?
Okay.
Yeah, John Randall.
Nice. Did he do what? Do you remember do you have like a memory of something that he did that just absolutely caught you off guard of like whatever the humor was?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take you back. I had to do the defensive meeting or like family like feast. So it cost me $30,000.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh my Lord.
Hey, was that courtesy of John Randall running up the tab for you?
He said, "You know what? Pay your dues."
Yeah, there you go.
And your dues are $30,000.
I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm gonna have to remember that for Matt. Matt, you know when we roll up a tab on you, Matt, pay your dues.
Yeah, pay your dues.
Yeah, for real.
For me, why do I gotta pay my dues?
Yeah. So, in college or in the pros, what was the loudest stadium or loudest atmosphere that you played in?
West Virginia. They used to like throw like chicken bones at me and like batteries.
What?
What?
Yeah, it was bad.
Who goes to a stadium with batteries?
It was bad. It was
Chicken wings and batteries. Holy cow. I'm in West Virginia.
Yeah, that's West. I would be mad with some
That's
chicken
a mountaineer.
wings thrown at me. Like, throw some chicken wings at me, that's all right. But like batteries, like, yeah, that's West
First
Virginia.
off, that's a waste of money right there. We can use those. What are you
That's
throwing
true.
batteries for?
You're right. Times is rough. I would have been collecting them. Like I got to use these for my son's toys. But
Yeah.
No, they were like, they were like, keep your helmets on. I'm like, why? Next thing you know, I'm gonna like getting dented with like D batteries.
Jesus.
That's why you keep the helmet on.
Oh, okay.
all right. So, what was the funniest locker room prank that you ever saw?
Oh man, I can't say it.
Okay.
That
Fair enough.
makes sense.
Fair enough.
There's probably
Fair
some
enough.
legal implications
Yeah,
in there. We don't
that's
want to get you in trouble.
fine.
Can't say it. Can't say it. I love you guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. We'll just say it was a John Randall $30,000 tab again.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, there you go.
That was done in a locker room, so
Call my financial advisor.
There you go.
love that. All right, and then our final question before we wrap it up here. This is a question we like to ask all of the former coaches and players, just because it's important to us. This is kind of why we enjoy getting to reminisce with you. But when people hear the name Chris Hovan, they're just out and they hear the name Chris Hovan. What do you hope they think of or remember when they hear your name?
To be honest, just be humble and know that I've had a beautiful life with my wife and my children.
I love that.
That's what matters right there.
Yeah, I love that. It wasn't even an ounce of football. It was all family. I love hearing that. And I can say if she goes back and watches this or is listening now, your wife definitely helped organize this a lot today. So completely understand where you're coming from on that. She's been a huge help in organizing this. So I appreciate you sharing that. We appreciate
you so much. Like, this has really been a really nice experience, and I am grateful my wife set this up. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Man, that means a lot coming from you. So
yeah, Chris, thank you. That's a really kind compliment you gave us, and we really appreciate you. Hopefully you're willing to come back and we can have more conversations and have more laughs, but man, really appreciate your generosity to us.
Love you guys, man. You guys have a blessed night.
Take care, Chris. Love you, brother.
Chris.
Man, Chris is such a dude, right?
Again, man.
What a great guy.
He was quick to answer that locker room prank, though. That's hilarious.
He said no comment. He said no comment.
No, that's perfect.
Hey, we're not trying to implicate anybody here. There might be some legal ramifications. We can't talk about it.
Yep.
I'm perfectly fine with that
because that's still hilarious.
I don't want to be a privy to it either. So
I'm gonna suck for everyone listening, because when we get him on next time, before we even get anything recorded, I'm gonna ask him, what was that locker room prank off the air? This isn't gonna be.
Yeah.
This is just for us. So, man, I can't thank Chris enough. True football guy.
Yeah.
I love setting it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was huge for that.
What is it okay if you share what his wife's name is so we can give her a shout out?
Yeah, Jamie.
Jamie
reached out, helped get it organized, get the contact information, and make sure everything was done in a timely and efficient manner. And Chris was ready to go. So
shout out Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
And he did tell us while we were waiting for you to get on, Cody, that it's another one of those. It was almost similar to Carl when Carl got on here. It was about wife sets everything up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, we've heard it. You're good.
Yeah, man. I love it.
So again,
great guy. I love that he name dropped Monty Kiffin because I was gonna have my own question for that, but like he took care of that on his own, and that just goes to show the defensive legend that is Monty Kiffin. Kids today probably will never know who or what Monty Kiffin was all about, but
literally kids nowadays, I don't know him, or watching his defense on the field every friggin' week.
Literally,
like, you see it. Go watch a game Sunday. You're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Go watch the Monday Night Football was full of it. I know, because the Raiders couldn't throw on it, so all it was Tampa 2. That's all it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally invented how would you like to invent a defense and you only have like Rondé Barber and Derek Brooks and like Simeon Rice?
Did you just say only have them?
That's what I'm saying.
Have them?
Yeah.
It's like some website only having.
I only have like 6 Hall of Famers on this defense. Gosh.
Subscribe to only have.
Chris was awesome. That was a blast.
Yeah. So again, those of you that tuned in, we do appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, because there was some great stories in there. With John Randall, and then going to Tampa and being able to play for Kiffin with Derek Brooks, Simeon Rice, and then Rondé Barber.
Yeah.
So a lot of good names in there from Chris. And again, Chris, if you see this, man, we can't thank you enough for what you did for us tonight. So we were blessed for that.
Yeah, and also, too, the fact that he was even honored to be on the show, loves the show, which was humbling to hear just to kick it off. Like, I'm so sorry. You listen to us? Really? You genuinely love what we were doing? I think that was such a great thing to hear, and I hope others are doing the same and they also enjoy it, because we're enjoying getting to talk to these, former pro athletes to hear their perspective and stories and lives and journeys. I hope everyone else is enjoying it and feeling encouraged to want to come and share their perspective as well, like what Chris did, because honestly, it was one of the cool things is I think Chris reached out to us, and
Yep.
that was a humbling experience to like, oh, he was wanting to come on the show. And we were like, oh, absolutely, we'll make this work. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
I love the part, if you go back and just like truly watch it, every part when like we were asking football questions, but it always started with like my family's around or like, you know, things were weird. And then like, you know, then you meet someone, AKA his wife, like, yes, it was all football, but like it tied everything he was about just tied back into his family.
And you can tell how much he leaned on him.
Yeah. And to me that, yes, I love the football stories, but like we always said, like, this is more than football.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I love that not only did he give like respect and like how much he supports his family, but like the credit he gave to other players as well. You know, like Larry Allen, as you know, who is someone in Boston College.
Yeah,
right.
Legend.
Yeah, you know, and who's your favorite lineman to go up against Boston College? You know what? There will never be another Larry Allen. Like the fact that he name dropped him.
Yeah.
And,
You know,
and you don't have to explain yourself. All you had to do is say Larry Allen, and we
Like-
understand. Like,
We get it. You're right.
yeah, that's all you had to say. Next question. So,
yeah. Maddie, finish us up, buddy.
all right. Well, again, thank you to Chris for joining the show again, and huge thank you to Jamie for setting this up. We can't thank them enough. We really hope that we can get him back on again because we had a great time. But we also want to thank our sponsors again, Emporia State Federal Credit Union, Field Ops, Spy Optics. Again, use code Orange20 to get 20% off your purchase. And then, as always, in a world full of butterflies, be a Badger. Thank you, Badger Barrel, for the 6 smokers. I'm excited to use mine this weekend. Corey and Austin, you use yours. You're a Raiders fan, so you don't get one.
We just got smoked. We should have a smoker.
Yeah, no, you're
Smoker
getting
for the
like a
smoke.
little. Yeah, you're just gonna get like a little fire pit. But
You know what? I'm repossessing the mic that you have coming in the mail. Send it back.
okay.
Okay,
And
guys.
as always, our number one sponsor, JBW Solutions, veteran-owned, community-driven, safety-focused. Guys, that's it for the War Room. Until next time.